Hi guys, Mr. Thompson here. We're going to solve this quadratic type equation, 2 sine squared x minus 3 sine x plus 1 equals 0. Now the first thing is I need to recognize that it's quadratic. The reason I know it's a quadratic type is because we have something squared plus something linear plus a constant equals 0. So if this were not sine of x, but just some other variable, it would be like 2x squared minus 3x plus 1, which would obviously recognize as quadratic. So how do I solve a quadratic? Well, I'm going to factor. So let's look at this, and if it helps, I might change that sign into a different letter, like p. So 2p squared minus 3p plus 1 equals 0. That might help me to factor it. So 2p and p, 1 and 1. And it looks like I'm subtracting on both to get a negative 3. 2p squared minus 2p minus 1p is minus 3p plus 1 equals 0. Good. So now I can back substitute in my my sine. So now I have 2 sine of x minus 1 sine of x minus 1 equals 0. You may be able to skip the p step if you want, and just factor, if you notice, from 2 sine squared x minus 3 sine x plus 1 to this as you get better at these. Okay, so now I have 2 sine x minus 1. That means that sine of x equals 1/2. And I have sine x minus 1. That means sine of x equals 1. And now I've just got two basic arcsine equations to solve. X is going to be the arcsine of 1/2. X is the arcsine of 1. When does sine equal 1/2? Well, I look at my unit circle and think about 1/2. In the first and second quadrant where sine is positive, that's going to be x equals pi over 6 plus 2 pi n, and x equals 5 pi over 6 plus 2 pi n. Here, where does sine equal 1? Well, sine is a y value. That's 1 up here at pi over 2. So x is pi over 2 plus 2 pi n. And because that's one of our quadrantal angles, I don't have to worry about the other one. Although you could say pi minus pi over 2 would be pi over 2 anyway, so it's the same point. Okay, now finally they gave me a domain restriction between 0 and 2 pi, so I only want the answers between 0 and 2 pi, so I can list my answers as pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, and pi over 2. If I added 2 pi to any of those, I'd be outside of my domain. If I subtracted 2 pi from any of those, I'd be outside of my domain. So those are my 3 answers to my quadratic trig equation. Thanks, guys.